Welcome back to today's episode. So we're going to be continuing back on the LangChain framework, and as we all know, it's a framework for building LLM, that's large language model applications using Python, and also they have the JavaScript or TypeScript docs here. So we're going to be using Python for this for today's episode. So basically, we are going to be using LangChain and also Streamlit for building the UI and the backend of the web applications. So now let's look at things. For instance, Streamlit is a Python library for building UI, nice UI for data-driven applications. Look at the galleries of applications built with Streamlit. We have the likes of the REST and GPT with memory, quick start app, different projects built with Streamlit that has useful abilities and capabilities. These are like powered even SEO chatbot built with Streamlit and also LangChain on the back end. Apart from that, you can use Streamlit for different applications, different purposes, and different things entirely. Alright, so yeah, let's get started with today's episode. So okay, perfect. Okay, but before that, let me show you a glimpse of the final project. Alright, this is the project we're going to be building. It's going to be a music script generator. You just come tell it, okay, write me music, and it goes on, searches, and gives you a music with your title and everything you need for that. It's 10 o'clock. So yeah, let's get started. Move back to my VS Code. You just need to create a main.py file. Apart from that, you install two libraries we are going to be using. Let's install the LangChain framework and also the Streamlit. So this the framework and the library is very much needed for the backend side and the front end side. So yeah, I have both installed. So first of all, we're going to import them. Import the dependencies. So we're going to do import Streamlit as the UI of our web application. We're also going to do what? From langchain.llms, we're going to import OpenAI. So after that, you also do the pip install OpenAI. So this is going to help us to make use of ChatGPT and LLM so that we don't have to build our own model from scratch and everything. So yeah, we've gotten that. So first of all, I want to create a UI for the web app. I'm going to do UI.title. So here now I'm going to go to this and grab some nice emoji. Okay, where can I grab? I want to grab something like a cam or shit. Alright, let me check. Perfect. Let me grab this. Okay, let's see these three emojis. Ctrl C. Okay, so I want to make that our title. I'm going to say music scripts generator. Then apart from that, I want to create input section. So this input section is where someone is going to come in and type, write me a script for music about war, write me a script about music about airplane. The list is infinite. So we're going to call it our inputs section. This is just a variable. Then we are going to set it to what? UI dot text inputs. And we're going to prompt them what? Enter. We're not prompting, I'm just putting this at the top. Okay. Enter your music title. Then apart from that, let's run the application. So basically, you're meant to run your application on something like Python, if I'm right, Python 3 main.py, you run it. But since you're making use of Streamlit, we're going to get an error telling us that, okay, you're making use of Streamlit, run your app such a way like this. And this is the best way to run it so that Streamlit, runs the app like using its own framework. And now, if it is your first time running with Streamlit, you are going to get a prompt to enter your email and fill some form. You can actually decline if you don't want to. It's just for data collection for Streamlit because they're still building on the library to make it more powerful. So I click on this. You're going to see what's going to happen now. All right. So Streamlit redirects us to a new prompt. Voila! Now we have our this with our title. You can write me a song about, for instance, nothing is basically going to happen. About Christ, nothing is going to happen. Let's go back to our text editor. So here now we're going to create the LLM, or we can call it our AI module. We are going to set it to what? The OpenAI we created. Now, in making use of OpenAI requires you to have an API key, and to create an API key, you have to go to the platform.openai.com, create an account with your Gmail, and you get the chance to create a API key of your choice. So yeah, I already have an API key, so I don't need to go back and create an API key. Let me just come here. Let's go back here. Or let's create a new one. So you can just call this news. Let's call it test2. Just test. So I copy this. I come here. Just need to set another variable up here. Open AI API key. Just set it as a string. Alright, now we have that. So we're going to create this, and inside here we're going to set two parameters majorly. The first one is the temperature. The temperature stands for how precise we want our model to be while generating information for us. I want it to be at least 95% precise. Okay, so the next thing is going to be our Open API key. We're going to set it to the Open API variable we just created up there. Okay, so here now, this is going to be, let me just come here, our model. So coming down here, we're going to do a little bit of conditional. I'm going to check if there is an input section. That's if someone makes an input section here, then we're going to do, we're going to get the inputs text. I'm going to set it to input text, and we're going to get it using the AI module. We're going to pass in the input section. Alright, so let me explain what here happens. So first of all, we're going to check if there's an input. Then we'll create another variable called input text, which is going to be like a placeholder holding anything the AI module generates out of the response here. So after that, we're going to do what? We're going to do st.write, then the input text. So what happens is Streamlit writes the input text and prompts us it and outputs back. So yeah, sorry, not stui. I use st a lot. So yeah. Now let's go back to our application. Okay, rerun. Okay, it's running. Alright, you can see, deck the hall with holly and bells ringing loud. Bell, bring the chairs to the old holiday crowd. The snow is softly falling, the season of joy and good news. So you can see it's, I think the model thinks it's a song about Christmas, so that's why it's like this. So basically you can see in less than few lines of code, we've been able to, write our AI module that does all this and also write a UI. This is the power of Streamlit and also OpenAI, and with the last file, which is going to be called let me come here, which is our OpenAI. So here I'm going to write a little bit of file requirements.txt. So the libraries we use are OpenAI, Streamlit, and LangChain. So I'll be uploading this to GitHub, and we'll be continuing from the next part soon. So if you want to install all this together after creating a virtual environment, all you need to do is type pip install, passing the add flag, then the requirements.txt. Once you click enter, it should install all the dependencies for you. Okay, so yeah, that is it for this part. We'll be looking at integrating this more into a prompt template. Let me show you what a prompt template is. Okay, we are looking at integrating this into a prompt template and making it more unique, so that instead of someone having to type write me a song about Christ, no, you just type Christ, and our AI model knows already that okay, this is what you want me to do, and it does that for you. Okay, so we're going to make use of a particular section of the module which is called the prompt template, and we are going to be exploring more functionalities of the LangChain framework. We're going to be looking at agents as time goes on. I'm going to be building a lot of projects out of this AI framework. And also, by the way, I'm also part of the contributors at LangChain. It's an AI framework I find very fascinating, and I'd like to dive more into as time goes on. So if it's your first time and you like this content, just consider subscribing and turning on notifications, so that anytime I upload the next video on the continuation from this part, you get notified. And also stay tuned, because I'm going to be uploading this to GitHub, so that you can get access to it, go through it in case I'm making an error. But I'm going to be removing the API key, by the way, so you can also create that yourself. Yeah, so that's it for this. I'm going to see you guys next time. Peace.